Hello everyone and welcome to another video. So I didn't get to this a few days ago. I saw that Big Fry talked about it and I figured I would talk about it too. And that is that Ghost Recon apparently is getting another game and it's in alpha later this year. So this comes from Insider Gaming. And what they basically say is it will enter internal alpha in fall 2025 and the final release could take around 12 months from then. So in theory, next Ghost Recon game could launch sometime in fall 2026. Here is the part that is relevant to me. In a report from March 2024, Insider Gaming exclusively reported that the next mainline Ghost Recon game would take a more military simulation, milsim approach with a first-person perspective and a focus on a fictional Naiman war. Footage sent to Insider Gaming under the condition that it will not be made public shows a game somewhat similar to the Modern Warfare series or something akin to the tactical shooter Ready or Not. Now that's something that I don't get. Modern Warfare and Ready or Not are two completely different styles of games. I don't know what they mean to that, what they mean by that. I'm assuming with the 2019, Modern Warfare reboot, they mean the mission where you're going in and clearing the house, and then Ready or Not would have similar styles of room clearing. So that's what I'm thinking that they mean by that. However, that is still weird because Ghost Recon is more open, warfare, larger maps and stuff like that. It has been since the first game. So if it's going to become like a CQB style shooter, that's a little weird. But let me go ahead and click on this link and see what they say. Exclusive details on Project Over, the next mainline Ghost Recon game. I have not read this, so I'm going to skim it real quick. Okay, it's going to be set during the fictional Naiman War. Let's see. Okay. Currently, the next Ghost Recon title is aimed to be released in 2025-2026, which will see the Ghost Recon franchise head back into a first-person perspective. The game is poised to be a squad-based military tactical shooter, almost milsim-like in nature, that will take inspiration from some of the leading first-person military games, including the Modern Warfare series, Battlefield, Squad, and Ready or Not. That is such an eclectic group of games. Like, Modern Warfare and Battlefield are completely different sides of the shooter spectrum than Squad or Ready or Not. I would argue Battlefield and Squad are like somewhat similar, but Squad and Ready or Not are much more focused on the realism aspect of things. So, Project Over is set during the Naiman War, which is located in a hostile southeast country that has seen hundreds of thousands of people die as a result of war crimes. It's understood that the plot of the game revolves, I would think, around the Ghost, your team, infiltrating the war zone to carry out secret missions and to locate a traitor. The game appears to take heavy inspiration from the Modern Warfare series, with some potential dark or controversial missions and segments. One mission, for example, shows the squad nearly shooting a man holding a baby because they thought the baby was a bomb, but they realized this at the last second. So that also makes me think of, this is probably going to date me, but Rainbow Six Patriots, the trailer that came out in 2011, I believe, they were going to push for more, let's just say, politically hot content than the previous Rainbow Six games. So that's kind of interesting if they are going to go that, but knowing Ubisoft, the thing that I hate about Ubisoft is they never go like fully into controversy or harder topics without, I don't even know how to say it, backing out or somehow doing it in a way that's not, I don't know how to put it, half in, half out. They never go all the way. And I feel like if they are going to lean in that direction, it's going to be another game that is confusing in the messaging because they refuse to actually take a stance on anything. In fact, Ubisoft is one of those companies that just never even step in the realm of controversy when it comes to their topics at all. Almost to the point that that's a controversy in and of itself. They try to play things so safe that they end up ruining their product. So, let's see. Graphically, the footage provided to Insider Gaming, under the condition that the footage isn't shared or goes public, shows a significant graphical improvement over its predecessors and is best compared to something akin to Ready or Not. That's weird to say it's graphically like akin to Ready or Not. I don't know. That's strange. So yeah, we don't really have too much. My main thing is like if they're gonna go milsim, then I will be very glad, because the Tom Clancy brand has not been the realistic style of shooters since 2005. And the last games that really had that style were Rainbow Six Siege Raven Shield, Ghost Recon 1. You might could argue Splinter Cell Chaos Theory. That game is fantastic, one of the best of all time. And then if you want to count it in like 2007, 2008, whenever Ghost Recon Advanced Warfighter came out, specifically the PC version, that one was more milsim than the console version and the later Ghost Recon games. So it's been about 20 years since they put out, a more realistic tactical shooter. I don't think Red Storm, I would have to look at their, like, I would have to look at their employees to see if anybody's still around from the old Red Storm days. But I don't have faith that they can make a good tactical shooter anymore. I'm sorry. It's Ubisoft. They've been shitting all over the Clancy brand for the past 10 to 15 years. And you can like Rainbow Six Siege, or you can not like Rainbow Six Siege. But to me, that was a betrayal of the Rainbow Six license, or IP. And then Splinter Cell, like, while Blacklist was a step in the right direction, Splinter Cell kind of fell off right at Double Agent, and they just never really recovered. And while the games were still good, they weren't as good, nearly as good as Chaos Theory. And Ghost Recon has kind of been all over the place. The first game was a more hardcore tactical shooter. Second game was a third-person linear action game. And then, like, Advanced Warfighter was all over the place. You had the PS2 Xbox versions, which were a first-person shooter, but more action-oriented. You had the Xbox 360 PS3 versions, which are third-person shooters and more action-oriented. Then you had the PC version, which was more of a, first-person actual tactical shooter, almost, again, milsim. And then you had Future Soldier, which was basically Call of Duty. And, Wildlands and Breakpoint, which are just Ubisoft open world games. So, yeah, I don't have any faith in Ubisoft to put out a good Clancy game anymore. To me, they've been slacking on that front for 15 years now. And even the games that were good, like, I really like Rainbow Six Vegas and Rainbow Six Vegas 2, that's still not fundamentally what Rainbow Six was. It was a completely different genre almost at that point. It became a linear corridor shooter, or a cover shooter. And it was a fun game. I love those games, but yeah, I don't know. I don't trust them to make a milsim game at all. Now, if they do, again, I'm happy, but I just don't see it. Yeah, that's about it. Like the video if you liked the video, dislike the video if you disliked the video. Comment down below. Do you like Ghost Recon, the franchise? I find it a franchise that's hard to really like or dislike because all the games are so different that I almost have to treat them all like a different franchise, except for, Breakpoint and Wildlands are very similar, and then, of course, Advanced Warfighter 1 and 2 are very similar. But outside of that, like, the franchise has just been all over the place. You even had a rail shooter on the Wii. But yeah, I'll see you guys in the next video.